Alright, welcome back. Please start. And that hurdle's going to be getting it out of here. So I don't want to fuck around with this thing trying to find that battery. You see, a lot has changed. We're going. Good weekend out of some shit. Let's get back to the show. So, welcome to the new shed. It's a little bit echoey, but still works. I got everything closed up at the moment because it is so windy today. But today, I get to do something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but everything's just been in the way, like getting the house ready and then moving and all the other stuff. So it's been pretty hectic. So this morning, I've gone through and cleaned out the entire engine bay and then sanded it, waxed some grease, removed it. And I'm going to be painting it. Now, if you remember the Beardmillan build, I painted it in bully liner texture coating. This time I'm using texture coating again, but I'm using a product from Car Builders. So this is their new texture coating. I'm going to give this a go, see if I like the finish. Obviously you can adjust the finish depending on what air pressures you run and shit like that. So I'm going to throw it in the engine bay, let it dry, and then we'll have another look. One thing I really do like about the Car Builders texture coating is the can. It is simple. Logo, what it is. So this here is pretty much the first batch, so I'm sure the packaging is going to change, but as it sits right now, I really like it. We're going to use the Car Builders texture coating gun. These are available on their website as well. Slap it in the can, slap it on the car, away we go. Let's see how badly I can mess this up. One thing I want to say about texture coating is it's very, very easy. I did an episode years ago about painting drunk. So we all just got on the beers and then we just went away slapping paint on our vehicles. And considering what state we're in, it worked out really well. So that pretty much contradicts the old man saying is if you can piss, you can paint, but you can't paint while you're pissed. I proved you wrong. You can paint while you're pissed, only if it's texture coating though, so don't try it on good paint. I'm gonna shut up now and I'm gonna start spraying some paint. So I'm gonna flick the compressor on, get the air hose out here, pop the gun in, away we go. Like I said, I got the shed closed up, so I'm gonna open up the doors because it's probably not best to paint in a closed-in area. So I'm gonna open up all the doors and the breeze will flow through pretty well because it's bloody windy today. Spray nozzle on, straight into the paint tin. What I love about these is there's no mixing, there's no messy paint everywhere. The gun literally screws straight onto the bottle and then you spray away. That is the brilliant part. No mess, the only mess you'll have is pretty much the nozzle that went into the paint. Now that turned out pretty well. That was a quick paint job, but that's all right. Yeah, the finish come up really nice and smooth. The Beardmillan that I did in bully liner come up really like rough. It come up really rough. So when you go through mud or whatever, it come up like it was really hard to clean under the bay. So I fiddled with the settings and then got it to like a smoother texture finish. So that way when you want to clean it, it's a lot easier. But it come up really nice. I would say this product is more like Raptor than Bully, but I'm no expert. But it's sprayed on really nice. You definitely have to have that ventilation on. Just make sure you do it in an open area and don't do what I do. Make sure you wear a mask. Do as I say, not as I do. While I was waiting for the paint to dry, I threw on the guards and just began aligning them. Make sure they're all sweet. Down both sides, already broke the bolt, but I'm good at that. Put in the new washer bottle and put in the new overflow tank. Now, the thing with that is I'm probably not going to even use that. So I have a new booster to go in, that's why I didn't even bother taking that out. And have the original brake booster, which I dare say we're probably going to need another one. But yeah, we're just going to go through now and put it all back together and slowly get ready to put the motor back in. Alright, so fast forward a couple of weeks. I was going to do some stuff last weekend, but it turns out when you do a live stream on Friday night and write yourself off, it doesn't end well. So we got Kenny B So we got Kenny B here today doing the engine mounts because I do not feel confident welding engine mounts in. We have Jed from Locked In Off-Road. He's going to be doing the car builder's sound deadening while I drink beer. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm gonna start bolting the clutch and everything to our Barra motor. I don't think I had this here last time, but this is the motor we're putting in. Like I was saying, it's gonna be NA. It's gonna be an NA vehicle. So I got a standard clutch going in. Kenny's doing the engine mounts, and by the time I finish that, hopefully we can put this in, bolted in, and it never has to come out again. But I do need a clutch fork. While I was mowing the yard at the new house, I did hit one with the mower, and I cannot find it since. And now I need one. And I know it was from a patrol because there's patrol parts everywhere in this yard. So I might do a quick run around and see if I can find said clutch fork. It might be a bit dented from the mower blades, but I have nothing else. There's nothing in the pile of parts. So we might as well get to it. Let's go.
My plan of attack is don't suck. Tacking the corners together to make sure that it's all pulled down. And then just weld it out.
Yeah.
And then weld it in the car.
And it's all from my prep too, so let's hope I've done something right.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no warranty.
No warranty.
I'm just welding what you put together.
What if the engine falls out?
It'll be a good video.
Yeah.
So, look on the bright side.
I don't know what's going to suck. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. You just handed me some boxes and this, so I'm just going to try and clean out the floor. I'll probably remove these and then I'll ask you for some advice of where you want it. That's my plan on the top, mate.
Just pretty much if you cover a bolt hole, cut it out so I know where the bolt hole is.
So the seats can go back in.
Yeah. And then once the sound deadening's in, we can throw a seat on top.
That'd be good. Then we can sit.
That's another thing we gotta do, put together the seat brackets.
Oh yeah, we haven't done that.
That's what we need to do. I'm gonna go put the clutch together.
Alright mate, you go
Check in later. So Kenny's tacked the engine mounts in, so I'm going to put the motor back in and then put a bolt through and make sure that they're in the right spot because it's a lot easier to grind off a tack than it is a full weld. So we'll slot the motor in, see if it fits, and then if it does, Kenny's going to burn away. Everything lines up. I doubt it. Oh, I didn't do any welding, but good job.
Yeah, I think it's about time for another beer to be honest.
I think so.
The motor's now out, so we're burning the engine mounts in. Let's go!
Mounted our Barra motor. I ran over my foot. So the Barra motor is finally in the patrol, and now it's just going to be a matter of making everything fit and doing all the lines and all the wiring and shit like that. The computer next week is going into Elite Performance they're going to work their magic on it because apparently you need to turn off some things. and then we're going to come back, put it in, and then hopefully it's just going to be a turnkey operation. So I still have the transfer case to put in, I still have the drive shaft, still have the airbox, radiator, all those little goody tinker bits. But as it sits right now, the motor is bolted in, so that is a win. I want to say a massive thanks to Kenny B, because without Kenny, that thing probably would have fallen through the front diff by now. So big thanks, mate. So me and Jed are going to finish doing all the sound deadening, and yeah, that's about it. We'll keep going. Right, so I think that would about sum up today. Motor's in, engine mounts are welded in. I've literally just put the radiator in out of another Falcon, so I've just sat that in there so I can mock up some mounts and everything. Tidy it all up, make it look good. Jed and I went through and put all sound deadening through the inside of the cab and a bit in the doors and stuff like that. Massive shout out to Jed, he sat here all day with me. If you haven't seen Jed's channel, it's called Locked In Off-Road. Make sure you go give him a follow, show some love. But yeah, it's all coming together. I've literally just got to put this thing back together now. So the only thing I need to pull the motor back out for is the clutch fork, because I could not find the one that I hit with the mower. So I'm gonna have to buy one or rob someone out of another car, I don't know. But it's all coming together. So I have the factory harness to go back in this thing. I'm gonna wrap it up in the car builder's wiring loom tape, so that way it looks pretty. So like I was saying before, my goal with this thing is for it to be reliable, so that way you can just get in it, go camping, go forward driving, and you know that you got a pretty bulletproof motor just to thrash around and still get you home. Pair that with the short wheelbase GQ, you have a excellent match. Now, I'm still not a fan of Nissans. They do things in weird ways that I don't understand, probably because I've worked on Toyotas most of my life. I don't even think that I have worked on a Nissan at all, really. Apart from the Pathfinder, apart from Beerbilance 1. Another few things I've thrown in during the week, because it has been like 3 weeks since I filmed the first half. I got a new clutch master. I might need a new brake booster. We don't know yet. We're gonna have to find out. That is pretty much it. Yeah, the car builder's texture coating for the inside has done really well, considering we pulled this motor in and out. Oh, sorry. Considering we pulled this motor out and then put it back in, then pulled it out, and it beaten up against the firewall and us hammering things. It's handled really well. It's a great product. Highly recommend that one. I got one tin left, so I'm probably going to do something funky with the dash. So this thing's pretty much going to be really nice inside and a complete bush pig outside, because to be honest, I don't like freaking out about scratching paint on trees. So this thing is just going to be pretty much as it sits outside, and then very nice inside. I got a couple of goodies when I start putting the interior back together. I got an emu wing to throw on the side of it, which is going to be wicked. And if you watch my last video with the GU, I was complaining about the cup holders. So apparently Mullet mods have a solution for it. So they 3D print a cup holder that clicks into the factory center console, so you don't have that problem. So here's what's going to be replacing the cup holders in this thing, because if you have a GQ, you know they're pretty much the same as the GUs. You cannot store any sort of cups in them, otherwise as soon as you touch the brake, you're going to be wearing it. So Mullet mods make these things. So this clicks into the center console, gives a little tray, and then you have a little pocket at the back and proper cup holders. So that is brilliant. All right, boys, I hope you enjoy what I've done so far. Like I said, I'm for the little guys. I'm for nice, clean, affordable projects that anyone can do. Like anyone, like there's the Ford motors, they're just everywhere. They're in pretty much every Falcon. So they're easy to get. One thing I didn't mention is the motor mounts and bell housing adapter. They are from Castlemaine Rod Shop. So I purchased them straight off the internet, straight to my door. There was pretty much no problems, everything bolted together. I did have to fabricate a plate behind the engine mounts because there was like about 8mm plate in between it, but as you can see now, the motor's really solid because I've made up that space. But other than that, everything's just bolted in. The high mount alternator kit is in, so it brings your alternator up nice and high. That was flawless, everything lined up, wasn't a pain in the butt at all. So yeah, hats off to them. It was a great bit of kit, easy to use, and I've got a Barra sitting in my patrol for price around $2,000. So it's not that bad. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the first series. There is a lot more to do, and that's going to be in future episodes. So if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button and watch away. Peace. Thanks, boys. We'll see you in the next one. I'd also like to say a massive thank you to Kenny B and Jed from Locked In Off-Road. Thank you so much for your help today, because it was getting to pretty much a roadblock where I just needed a hand. So cheers, boys. Really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, follow Kenny B on YouTube and follow Jed from Locked In Off-Road. Show them some love. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.